Facebook friends, Marianne here, and I wanted to reach out to you all for a couple of things. One thing a lot of people in the U.S. do not know is today is the anniversary of when France gave us the Statue of Liberty. That's right, July 17th was the day. And on that day, they were honoring our country because of the way that we were welcoming refugees from around the world. Give us you're tired, you're poor, you're sick, you're weary. Basically, because we knew that for someone to survive, they had to be intelligent, they had to be passionate, they had to be dedicated, they had to be determined. Everything we as a fledgling nation knew we had to harness in order to be everything that we dreamed America could be. And you know what? That hasn't changed at all. Today, we still need the drive and dedication and passion of refugees and immigrants who dream of making a better life, not just for themselves, but making their impact on the world around them something wonderful. And that is exactly what all the immigrants in your backyard, those who are doing the construction on your houses, those who are cooking in the kitchens of your favorite restaurants, those who are picking one by one the asparagus, which has to be picked one by one with scissors by hand because we can't have machines do it. There's a reason why Trump has called an emergency cease to ice harassing people on the farms and on the ranches and in the hospitality areas, because he understands finally that what Stephen Miller's wet dream of trying to terrorize everybody that has melanin, what that dream actually means for the economy. I don't think that that's going to be such a wake-up call for them, because I think that the hate is such a deep, deep thing that I don't think the money is going to be something that wakes them up out of it. But I just wanted to reach out to everybody to say, think about what that Statue of Liberty means. Think about it as a promise of America. Think about what that torch in the night and the dark means. And I think about my friends who have stories about that. My friend Isabel Rossignol that talks about how there's a photograph of her father after escaping, the Nazis during Germany in World War II, ended up playing the accordion and had to play it to prove that he wasn't bringing it into America to sell, but because he could actually play it. Beautiful photograph of all these people dancing around him as he played it. I think about my husband's great-grandfather who came to America right before the worst of World War II began to happen. And if it hadn't been for that timing, if he had stayed back like a lot of other people, such as Anne Frank's family had stayed back, that family of Franks might not have given birth to my husband, Joshua. If we think about where we are today, it is because of the sacrifice of so many and the determination of so many. And I just want to reach out and tell everybody that marched in behalf of people who are brown-skinned like me, thank you for taking a stand. Thank you for caring about our nation's future. Thank you for daring to profess your belief in our common humanity, because that's the one thing that will save us. And not just in the United States of America, but it's the one thing that will save us in how we help work and connect with the world. Joshua and I have been here in the UK working very hard on the African Breadbasket Project because, among other things, it was already necessary before U.S. aid got canceled. But there's so many other things in the world in which we are codependent and absolutely form an integral role in each other's lives. To think that any one nation can isolate itself is absolute ignorance. We need each other as humanity. We need each other as we all balance on this tiny little ball floating around, revolving in space. So just want to leave you guys with those thoughts and to say again, thank you to those of you who have the courage to continue speaking out. You inspire me. I will continue speaking out for all the quiet messages that I've been receiving from people who share my melanin, who say that I'm giving them the guts to do so. Thank you. I understand those of you that are scared of speaking out because of your current career situation. I also understand those of you who come from a great deal of money and power, how you're worried about being socially ostracized. But my challenge to you is, those of us that don't have to be worried about being fired, we actually have a deep humanity, responsibility to humanity, responsibility to the world to speak out, because if we can't be fired, we have no excuse. Yes, it's terrifying. Yes, seeing senators arrested. Yes, knowing that there are concentration camps. Yes, and all that. And I see that with open eyes. But we must speak out or we could lose our democracy. So thanks to everybody. Thank you for your messages. Thanks to your actions. Thanks to those who are helping the families who are being hurt. Marcus Russell, my heart goes out to you and how you've been helping a family that's struggling after the father was taken. I've read so many stories and I wish I could be of greater help. I want those of you that have sent me something, to know that I read the details, I feel it, and I wish that I could be much more help to those of you seeking loved ones. But please know that for every action of some evil being done by this administration, there are hundreds of people around the world and in the country that care and are not going to let democracy disappear overnight. So lots of love to everybody. Today is a celebration of liberty. Today is a celebration of what it means to be an immigrant. And for those like me who are Native American and immigrants, it's a very interesting straddling process. On one hand, I was born in Mexico City. On the other hand, my ancestors were building pyramids on the continent long before people from Europe ever showed up. So I feel a deep connection to the Native Americans who Trump is trying to challenge and claim they don't have birthright citizenship. That's absolutely ridiculous. I also feel a deep connection to all the Latin Americans. And for those of you that champion what I do and say, please know that the only difference between me and somebody in one of those camps is that I was given an opportunity and the means to make something with my life. And I live with the deepest respect and gratitude to the United States of America for everything that it gave me. So if you see value in what I'm doing in the world, please know that is exactly the kind of potential that so many other people have been giving and want to continue to give, or want the opportunity to give if they are able to become a citizen. So lots of love to everybody. Talk to you soon.